Hi, my name is Sarah Whaling, and I'm a certified life and relationship coach. In my one on one coaching, I specialize in assisting clients in healing from narcissistic relationships, specifically if they were in the scapegoat role growing up, or if they have experienced narcissistic abuse by a romantic partner or close other later in life, healing attachment styles, and healing the subconscious mind, which is where we truly heal from trauma and change the brain. So I'm really excited about this video because I thought for this one I'd do something a little different and make it interactive. I get a lot of questions regarding clarity on what attachment style that people have because some of the attachment styles share traits and core wounds. This happens quite often with fearful avoidance because fearful avoidant attachment style has core wounds from the anxious side of the spectrum and the dismissive side of the spectrum. And many people with fearful avoidant attachment style lean one way or the other. So when that is going on, it is not uncommon for the individual to mistake in their attachment style for which way their fearful avoidant attachment leans. The best way to think of it is that at their core, different attachment styles are different, but they can have core pieces in common with other attachment styles, and then kind of secondary, more surfacey layers of things in common that are deeper for other attachment styles. You can also have an individual that has secure attachment, either because they had a good enough environment and parenting growing up, or they did the work to become secure, but they either had some things happen in their childhood that caused a secondary insecure attachment style, or they still have remnants of their old attachment style as they are still in the process of healing. So this video is an in-depth attachment style quiz to help you gain clarity of what your attachment style is. And I'll go over the tally at the end. So grab a pen and paper or your digital notebook, whatever you prefer, and what you're going to do is make 4 columns, one for each attachment style: anxious preoccupied, fearful avoidant, dismissive avoidant, and securely attached. Question number 1: true or false? I can be extremely emotionally present for people when they are sharing things with me, and I can vulnerably share some things, but I pick and choose the things I do this with, and it can take me a while to feel comfortable and safe enough to trust enough to share other things. Question number 2: true or false? I feel comfortable in and out of relationships. Question number 3: true or false? It feels natural to express my boundaries, feelings, and needs. It is completely normal to me. Question number 4: true or false? A parent or close caregiver growing up has a diagnosed personality disorder, or I strongly suspect that a parent or close caregiver growing up has a personality disorder, such as narcissistic personality disorder or borderline personality disorder, for instance. Question number 5: true or false? When I set boundaries, it usually looks like this. Someone has done something that is not okay with me enough times to say enough is enough, and I get very angry, and I feel like I'm good at setting a boundary, or someone does something that I believe they should have known not to do, and I angrily set the boundary. Question number 6: true or false? If a romantic partner breaks my trust, it is always incredibly hard or even impossible sometimes to get it back. Question number 7: true or false? It really triggers a deep sense of sadness, despair, and abandonment within me if my partner takes too much space from me, has a day in which they seem too busy for me, or takes too long to text or call me back. Question number 8: true or false? Many of my goals in life boil down to imagining myself as an ideal or better partner once they are achieved. For example, maybe the main driver of career success feels like ultimately the fact that it will make you an ideal partner, and other things that come with the career success feel like bonus secondaries, like the financial security. Question number 9: true or false? I feel very effective when it comes to communication in conflict resolution, and balance and harmony are relationship needs that I have. Question number 10, true or false? When I sit down and think about it, I really can't come up with things that I would need from a partner. Number 11, true or false? I really don't enjoy being alone. Question number 12, true or false? I have stayed out of relationships at times in my life because I didn't feel like a worthy partner and wanted to obtain a certain goal or goals first, or I am currently doing this, and once I reach this goal or goals, I will feel okay presenting myself to the world, so to speak. Question number 13, true or false? One thing that makes me hesitant about relationships is that they might encroach on my alone time. Question 14, true or false? I sometimes keep certain things in my life very, very private, such as not inviting a lot of people over to my house or not sharing my hobbies and interests. Question number 15, true or false? Sometimes I find myself becoming resentful in romantic relationships because I often feel like I give more than my partner does. Question number 16, true or false? After communicating my boundaries to someone and having the flexibility for human error, if someone is not respecting them, I don't have a problem realizing the relationship is just not for me and walking away. Question number 17, true or false? If my partner is displaying confusing behavior, I don't automatically take it personally. I remain level headed and communicate and inquire with an open mind. Question number 18, true or false? I put a lot of people in my life on a pedestal. This quite often causes me to seek their approval. Question number 19, true or false? I feel emotionally balanced most of the time. Question number 20, true or false? If my partner gets extremely emotional, I get overwhelmed and I tend to shut down. Question number 21, true or false? I feel very hurt if I need affection or attention from my partner and they are not available or able. Question 22, true or false? If I am in conflict with my partner, I care about the things I need, but if I feel like the relationship is threatened by the conflict or that my partner might leave, I will be the first one to smooth it over and make bids for connection. Question 23, true or false? When I feel very hurt, I sometimes say things I really regret after the moment has passed. Question 24, true or false? If my partner interrupts my alone time, it can be really distressing for me. Question 25, true or false? If a pattern changes in my relationship, I can be very suspicious. Question 26, true or false? If I seem to be hitting it off with a new person, I want to keep this momentum and get closer. This continues into the relationship, and I usually want more closeness with my partner. Question 27, true or false? Relationships often make me feel trapped. Question 28, true or false? I believe that problems in a good relationship can be worked through, and I will see it through in doing my due diligence before exiting the relationship. Question 29, true or false? Conflict means that you are not in the right relationship. Question number 30, true or false? I have found or I find myself infatuating with people I will most likely never have a chance of meeting, or even with characters in shows. Question 31, true or false? I have a lot of conflicting needs that can be hard to manage. Question 32, true or false? I have a high need for emotional depth, so I find myself sharing, but then sometimes if I share more vulnerably, I later on have an emotional hangover. This means that you wanted to share and deeply connect, but later you feel this wave of shame over it. You might ask yourself if you shared too much or should you have. Question 33, true or false? I have been called cold or standoffish when people first meet me. Question 34, true or false? One big motivation behind my goals is proving I am a worthy partner or person. Now, this is different from an earlier question that asked if a big goal motivation is being the ideal partner. This one feels a little different. This one is about not feeling worthy or feeling heavily like you have to prove your worth to make people see it. Question 35, true or false? Sometimes I don't realize that I'm upset about a situation until hours later or even days later. Question 36, true or false? I have been called clingy or needy in romantic relationships. Question 37, true or false? The idea of a partner taking a trip without me is an idea that I cannot stand. I can feel intensely triggered if this happens and they are not in enough contact with me. Question 38, true or false? I cope with a hard day by binging on my creature comforts. This can be food or getting lost in a show, for example. Okay, so that is the end of the attachment style quiz. So now let's talk about the results. I'm going to go through the questions and do the tallies for each, and your predominant attachment style will be the one that you have the most points under at the end. Okay, so question number 1. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 2. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 3. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 4. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant and half a point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 5. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 6. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 7. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant and 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 8. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 9. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 10. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 11. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 12. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 13. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant and half a point for fearful avoidant. Question 14. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question 15. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 16. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 17. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 18. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 19. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 20. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question 21. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 22. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 23. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 24. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 25. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 26. If you answer true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. Question number 27. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 28. If you answered true, that's 1 point for securely attached. Question number 29. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 30. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant and half a point for fearful avoidant. Question number 31. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 32. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 33. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question 34. If you answered true, that's 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question 35. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant. Question number 36. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied and 1 point for fearful avoidant. Question number 37. If you answered true, that's 1 point for anxious preoccupied. And question 38. If you answered true, that's 1 point for dismissive avoidant and half a point for fearful avoidant. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful in helping you clarify what your predominant attachment style may be. And if you are fearful avoidant, it can also help you determine which way you lean on the spectrum of fearful avoidance. Well, if you found this video helpful or fun, please hit that thumbs up button below and give it a like. It helps me a lot. And be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications if you don't want to miss more attachment style content. I post a lot of attachment style content on the subconscious mind, healing trauma, healing from narcissistic abuse, and a handful of other topics with the basis of truly healing, which involves reprogramming at the subconscious level and eventually unconscious level. If you are on a journey to heal trauma or heal your attachment style and you're looking for one-on-one detailed help along the way, please visit my website and fill out a contact form. Thank you again so much for your continued engagement.